Her name is Anne. She just moved to a new apartment not too far from her workplace. On her first night in the apartment, she heard a loud noise from next door. The noise was really annoying, and she felt she had to confront her neighbor. She knocked on the neighbor's door, but no one answered. Anne tried to turn the knob. To her surprise, the door wasn't locked. The place seemed empty. But suddenly, a lady in her 30s got out of her room. She looked very upset. Anne apologized for opening the door, but nevertheless, she told the lady that she was too loud. She could hear her from next door. The lady said Anne was hallucinating and that the noise was not from her apartment unit. She kept blabbering, then banged the door. That night, she tried working on a new assignment, but she couldn't focus. Her neighbors started to get noisy again. This time, she knew her neighbor had someone else with her. Anne was curious about what they were saying. The conversation was really loud. It sounded they were in a heated argument. What Anne clearly heard when she paid more attention was a guy. He said he would kill the lady as his voice thundered across. Anne was terrified at that point. She could hear the lady was struggling and fighting for her life. But all Anne could do was stay in her apartment and pray that help would soon arrive. Anne fell into a deep sleep. She didn't know what happened next. She was in a dream state. She heard the lady's whimpering voice fade out. When Anne was awake, she looked in the direction of her glass window. He saw something strange but ignored it. She was still reeling from what seemed like a nightmare. Out of exhaustion, she fell asleep once again. When she got up the next day, her memory of last night was completely erased. She went to work as usual, but coming back from work, Anne saw a lady who was too pale not to notice cross her path a few meters away. She started to feel afraid for no apparent reason. As Anne walked past the lady, she quickly disappeared in thin air. She knew something was awfully wrong. But things got weirder when she smelled something terrible from out of nowhere. It smelled like a dead rat. She got in her apartment feeling anxious and exhausted. She thought she would take a shower to freshen up. Suddenly, she heard footsteps in the background, and the sound of a lady whimpering from right behind her. A few moments later, she could hear so much noise from outside. When she got to the scene, she saw her neighbors crowd around a dead body. Anne was shocked to find out it was her next door neighbor, the lady whom she confronted for disturbing her peace and quiet.